Hey everyone, it's AJ1 here. How are you doing? I'm doing fine, my very well damn self. And I hope you're all doing the same. Today, I'll be doing part 4 of What If Obito and Naruto Swap Places. The last time I left off, Obito, Sakura, and Sasuke have all accepted to go to the Chunin exams. Now, to move on to that, they will both end up going to the academy building, and most of the things would play out. Obito wouldn't be, very adamant to, they would still go to the third floor, and Obito would not be, very adamant to tell the entire competition on where to go. But Sasuke would basically try to flex his superiority to everyone, and would, basically do that. He would just tell them all how to get to the room. And of course, it would still cause a confrontation between him and Neji. And when they're both about to swing on each other, Obito would end up lifting up his goggles and activating his Sharingan, and quickly move between the two to try and stop both of their attacks. But he would end up getting interrupted by somebody else, which would be Rock Lee. So Obito and Rock Lee would both one arm would be intercepting their teammate's hand. So Obito would be intercepting Sasuke and Rock Lee would be intercepting Neji. But their hands would sort of be like interlocked together themselves. So it sort of look like they're holding hands almost. So the two would look over confused on who this is, as they would quickly let go, realize that they're holding hands. Yay, jokes in Naruto. Amazing. JoJo really got them down. But Obito realizing that that must be on his team. So Obito would tell Sasuke that he needs to save it for the exams. As Sasuke would just simply scoff and say whatever. As Obito would turn off his Sharingan, look towards Rock Lee and bow as he would bring down his goggles. As he would apologize for his brother. Rock Lee would also apologize for his teammate. As Tintin would probably say a remark something like, he's not only handsome, but he also has manners, or he's also kind, or something like that. She'd probably say that in her head or something. But anyway, everyone would still end up figuring out where the exam room is, and they'll be taking the written test. Now, in this case, all the seating is the same. Obito will be next to Hinata, Sakura by herself, and Sasuke by himself. Now, here's the main factor. Will Obito know that he has to cheat? I feel like that he won't know that he has to cheat. He'll probably end up cheating alone. Like I've said in the last part, Obito is strategy and it's pure just knowing stuff. Basic knowledge is very high. Ask Obito any question about history, he could probably tell you. Ask him anything about, how does ninjutsu work? He could tell you. But ask him about certain questions on how to do math and English and other such like that, he'll probably struggle a little bit. You can ask him on how to do every single hand sign and he'll do them all perfectly. But ask him how to do some algebra, he'll be stumped. So, yes, I feel like Obito will be able to get all the questions on the test that would ask if one shinobi were to throw a kunai at the distance of 32 meters, then blah 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 blah. He would get stumped on something like that. But if it just asks basic history or basic strategy for certain situations, he would get those down easily. So Obito will basically end up sort of doing all the other stuff that is not math really good. But as soon as it comes to math and other such, he'll suck. So Obito's sort of sitting there scratching his head, not knowing what to do until Hinata will end up basically offering to let Obito see her paper. Obito would try to discreetly look through his goggles until a kunai would end up coming past his face, landing on a kid's paper. As that kid would end up saying that he's disqualified. as that kid has been disqualified for caught cheating 8 times, or for a certain number of times. I forgot how many times you had to get caught cheating. I think it was like 3, actually. Like 3 or 8. It was like a high number or a really low number. But he would get caught the right amount of times as him and his team would get kicked out. Obito would now be more adamant on doing it on his own. So Obito would end up doing something that Sasuke and him basically established for themselves. If they're ever in a certain situation where they couldn't talk, they needed some way to communicate with each other. So what did Obito start doing? He started tapping. This is only like certain type of code that I'm not gonna say only Uchiha. It's basically just Morse code, but the best way to put it is it's a Morse code, but it doesn't make sense. So they'll say like tap tap, pause, tap tap. I don't know what that actually means in Morse code, but I don't think it means anything. But like whatever Morse code is for you, like YOU, they'll only do it like U, just the letter. And sometimes they'll even like tap like random letters so they can spell it out for themselves. It's just Morse code, but just broken down so they can figure it out themselves. So Obito and Sasuke would basically just be communicating through this way, as the shinobi don't count it as cheating because they can't understand the Morse code, so they don't really know. It would just be O-U-Y. What? You? It would be O-S-T-T-T-Y-K. That's not an actual word, but just as an example. So Obito will basically end up realizing that he has no way to really copy or cheat besides using his Sharingan to copy on somebody else. As Sasuke would tell him that the kid in front of him is smart, so Obito should find a way to copy off of him. Obito will end up sitting down his goggles a certain type of way so he can look into his goggles, deflect off of them, and look at the kid where Sasuke is, and use his Sharingan to copy his writing. And often Obito would tap a few times to ask Sasuke what page he's on, and Obito end up using his Sharingan to copy it. As Obito will also end up doing this for Hinata and even the person next to him. So after some point, the same thing will happen. It'll be the final test. It'll be the final question, right? As nobody will end up getting up to leave. But Obito would still be nervous about it. So Obito might end up doing... Obito, I feel like, would do something similar. Basically almost even the same thing as Naruto. As Obito is strong, but he's still got feelings. He still be insecure, I feel like. So yeah, he would raise his hand, slam it on the desk, stand up, and then says what he has to say. And this will basically end up securing that nobody in the room is ever gonna leave after that point. All the people that left before still leave. The fodder ninja. Anyway, Anko busts through the window. Now it's the Forest of Death. As I don't know if I want to end it off here. No, I'm not gonna end it off here. Okay, so the Forest of Death. Also, something else here. I don't know if I want to put Obito with Sakura or like Hinata. Hinata, because it makes the most sense. Obito is very similar to Naruto. Hinata like Naruto for Naruto. So the next best thing would be Obito, and why not? But at the same time, Sakura is basically Rin, and Obito started a literal entire war for Rin. So, honestly, it's hard to choose between the two. I might honestly go with Hinata, because Sakura thinks that Sasuke is more attractive than Obito, but Sasuke doesn't give her as much attention. And Obito was honestly... I would say because he's Naruto, he's probably not as annoying, but she still would find him annoying sometimes. So I would say Obito is possibly going to end up with Hinata. Maybe. I'm not fully sure yet. as Sakura would like to be with Obito, but because, it's Obito. He's hot and he's kind, so she wouldn't really care either way, Sasuke or Obito. But back to the story, the Forest of Death, it'll honestly go the same. I don't think Obito would still end up caught off guard by the Rain Shinobi. He would probably end up like taking one of them out. The others would come out of there hiding. Obito would probably end up jumping out of after peeing. As him and Sasuke would probably end up dispatching all of them. Also, I know that I gave Sakura like a genjutsu when they went to the village hidden in the mist. She has like the cherry blossom genjutsu. I'm gonna say that she also has the genjutsu that Orochimaru did to the third Hokage, where it's just completely black around you. I'm gonna say she also has that. So now, continue moving on. I feel like they would honestly take down the Rain Shinobi, and I'm pretty sure it was the Rain Shinobi that had the scrolls for them to go to the tower. Since Obito is also stronger, Sakura could put the other shinobi under genjutsu. And Sasuke and Obito are just ridiculous at this point. I just put Obito on like the same speed as Rock Lee almost. Now, is Sasuke the same speed as Rock Lee? No. I would say if Rock Lee and Sasuke would actually like trade blows like Oliver, like Biscuit Oliver and Baki from, Baki, I would say they would be around the same strength, but Rock Lee has better technique and is faster. If Obito and Rock Lee were to do that, Rock Lee would probably knock out Obito in possibly one punch. But Obito would be landing his punches faster. So yeah, I would say they're around the same speed, but Rock Lee's just physically stronger and technique. Sasuke and Rock Lee are probably around the same physical strength, but Sasuke is slower. That's about it. So, the Forest of Death, yeah, I feel like they would just honestly breeze through that. It would take them a little while to definitely get to the tower. So the same stuff with Orochimaru would still possibly happen. I don't think Orochimaru would separate. No, Orochimaru would definitely attempt to separate one of them. So whoever gets caught inside of the snake would truly just, that would be the one that Orochimaru would go after. So I'm going to flip this. I have a remote in my hand. I'm about to watch TV after I'm done doing this video. So, if it lands up on the side with all the buttons, then it's Obito. If it lands on the flat side, then it's Sasuke. Landing on flat. So, Sasuke will actually be the one to get caught by the snake this time, as he'll be separated. Sakura and Obito would be very concerned for Sasuke, as they don't know what's happened to him. They don't know if he's dead, alive. They don't know. So while Sasuke is inside of the mouth of the snake, he'll be spat out like in front of Orochimaru. And well, I don't know, like Orochimaru would still let off his killer intent. And the same stuff would still pretty much happen. Sasuke will activate his Sharingan, stab himself in the leg, move out of the way. And then after that, he'll probably like run away to try and find the others. He'll still end up meeting up with Obito and Sakura. But Orochimaru wouldn't be that far behind. So the entire fight would honestly be the same. There wouldn't be any overpowered Nine-Tails Naruto to stop the giant snake. So Obito would just rush Sasuke out of the way. So also when Orochimaru and Sasuke are fighting, in one of the best animations of the first part of Naruto out of the entire series, cannot tell me different. Not Rock Lee and Gaara. Not the final fight between Sasuke and Naruto. No. It's the Sasuke versus Orochimaru. Honestly. But, as when they're both fighting him, I feel like Orochimaru, again, does not really care which body he gets. He gets the Sharingan. So honestly, if one's causing more of a problem, he'll just knock him out the way and go for the other. He's seeing that Obito is ridiculously faster than Sasuke. And as Orochimaru could truly... my bad, hold on. Let me finish what I was saying. Orochimaru realizes that Obito is ridiculously faster than Sasuke, but not as physically strong. Sasuke is physically stronger than Obito, but not as fast as him. Orochimaru realized that he could just honestly easily fix Sasuke's problem. Not as fast as him. That's an easy literal fix. And since they end up turning into Orochimaru, physically wise, honestly, if he's Sasuke, then he'll just do immense amounts of damage. But if he's Obito, he'll just be ridiculously fast. As Orochimaru would say, he's already fast. There's no point for Obito. So Orochimaru will end up deflecting one of Obito's attacks. So like spinning around to like grab Obito in the chill. You know what? Yeah, my bad. Yeah, so basically he'll grab, my bad, messed that up. He'll grab Sasuke by the collar, right, and spin him around. But while this happens, Obito will try to leap at Orochimaru to grab him. While Orochimaru is spinning around, he'll end up like throwing a spinning kick, hitting Obito, smacking him against a tree. While Orochimaru spins around, Sasuke will be like stuck in Orochimaru's collar. When this happens, Orochimaru will end up biting down with Sasuke, giving him the curse mark. Sasuke will scream out in pain as Orochimaru will be confused. Sasuke will be confused. Damn, not Sasuke. Orochimaru and Sakura will be confused on what Orochimaru just did. When this would happen, Orochimaru would end up dropping Sasuke as he'll end up jumping off. Obito is of course tired. Sakura is also tired. But as they'll both end up jumping off as they'll go to the same place with the tree. As honestly, Obito is tired, but honestly, on the time that they both waited, Sakura was truly just completely ready for the Sound Shinobi. She set up traps and everything, and she was basically fully recovered. Obito would be, honestly, as good as he was almost even before he got into the Forest of Death. It would make sense for them to just carry Sasuke to the tower now, but they don't want to risk running into Orochimaru again. So they'll stay under the tree for about a few days, and then they'll end up leaving. The Sound Shinobi would still appear and through the traps, and also just Obito himself, who also has shadow clones. They'll probably get dispatched really quickly. Also, before anybody says it, no, the clones won't even matter. Frail. Against like Orochimaru, that won't matter at all. So, also something else. When Sasuke got bit, I would say that Obito would unlock a 3 Tomoe in one eye instead of a 2 Tomoe in the other. That's what I'm gonna say. Sasuke has the 2 Tomoe in one eye and 1 Tomoe in another. Boom. That's what I want to say. That's what I'm gonna say. Anyway, Obito with his more developed one eye would proceed to just honestly dominate all 3 of the Sound Shinobi. Only one that would really give him a problem is Dosu and his little arm thing. So Obito would just dispatch of him quickly. Probably not even killing him, but just like beating his ass. And end up like knocking him to the ground. After a little while, Rock Lee would show up. Also Neji. And Shikamaru, Ino, and Choji, they'll still help out. Rock Lee would of course show up. And then when it's all said and done, also Sasuke will also end up appearing and end up seeing Obito is also badly injured, since it wouldn't really be like Sakura who did this to you. It's like, brother Obito, who did this to you? As he would look over at Dosu, is it you? He would speed blitz behind Dosu as he would break one of his arms. Actually, no, I'll say like both of them. As Obito wouldn't really stop it, he would just be in shock. Since Obito's not gonna stop it, Sasuke might as well just kill him. Honestly, I don't think Sasuke would have any remorse. And after that point, Zaku would be mad. Ken would probably just run away. But Obito would tell like somebody to stop her, as she would be good for information. I feel like Ino will end up using mind transfer jutsu. She'll end up turning into the girl. She'll stop, turn around, walk back. They'll probably tie her up with iron string, ninja string. As Ken would be captured for questioning. Zaku would be killed, of course. Neji and Tenten would have saw the whole thing, including Rock Lee. And all the teams will go their separate ways. As Team 7 will end up going to the tower in the middle of the Forest of Death. Now, as far as the matches, Sasuke still has the curse mark. Kakashi has to deal with that. Obito since they have like a few days to pretty much just, chillax. Obito would be fully recovered. He would, just as what it's like Kiba, Shino, Gaara, Tamari, Kankuro, Hinata, Sakura, Sasuke, Obito. Yeah, Obito would just be, talking to everyone. I don't know if he'll talk to any of the Sand Shinobi though. And also, as far as preliminary matches, Obito versus Kiba, we all know how that goes. He speed blitzes the hell out of Kiba. I can't really think of anything else. Sasuke's match still goes the same. Sakura, I'm gonna say she beats Ino off of the genjutsu that she learned, plus the black one. And that's about it. Everything else pretty much still goes the same. Also, Obito will still end up cheering on Hinata, which will make Sakura jealous. They're not dating at all, but Sakura still obviously likes him. And Obito likes both of them, so he'll just do what he does. As that's what I'm going to end it off here. Hope please like, subscribe. Hope you all have a nice day or night, wherever you are at this point. For me, it's 4:31. Only went to this thing twice. Haven't used this or this. I'm going to use this now. And starting on the next part. Have a nice day.